Here's part one of our conversation with Henry Gross. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.
What are your memories of performing at Woodstock with Sha Na Na in '69?
Well, I'll tell you a couple of them. Well, there were many. I mean, I could do, an hour on it. But one of the first things I remember was we left for the festival in the middle of the night, Saturday night, and you literally couldn't get up there because we were going to play Sunday. We were supposed to play in the afternoon sometime Sunday, and we drove, and there were a million roadblocks. And we'd go, we're playing the festival, and right. And so's my grandmother. The cops went by, so then they would have to call ahead, and we gave them a number. Call all these people, for goodness sake, and they'll tell you. Well, it took us 9 o'clock in the morning. We got to the Holiday Inn at Fernwood, and we probably left at 10 at night. So we finally got there and walked into we didn't have rooms. We were just meeting there. The group was going to meet there, and they were going to take us to the stage and tell us. I won't give you all the details, but I walked in, and the first person I saw was Jimi Hendrix, who I had met and known through a mutual friend, a guy called Velvet Turner, who sat next to me in the Midwood High School mixed chorus. Now, Velvet was very close with Jimi, and he looked like Jimi, and he actually did one album. If you look up Velvet Turner, he's no longer with us, but Velvet was a great guy, brilliant guy, and a great artist. I mean, a painting artist. I mean, he was amazing. So I walked in and I saw Jimi, and he, was holding a bottle of Jack Daniels. It's 9 o'clock in the morning now. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been up all night, but you don't turn down arguably the greatest guitarist of the 20th century when he offers you something to drink. So we went for it and and did it good. And then I guess I'm in the middle of it, but a guy wanted to take me to the stage. They didn't know when they were going to put us on. Nobody knew who we were. And we had been added, I think, because Jimi suggested it. That's a rumor, is that Jimi leaned on Mike Lang and Artie Kornfeld to put us on the show. So we were, they took me in a helicopter. I'd never been in one before. And we went, the thing goes straight up if you're not familiar. I mean, it's nauseating when you're drunk. So anyway, I advised the pilot that if he continued with this business, he would probably spend the rest of his adult life cleaning this thing. So because what he did was he tilted the chopper to show us the 500,000 people, but the door was open, and a couple of guys almost fell out. And so we came back down. This is all really, and so and so there were no other Sha Na Nas with me, but there were a bunch of people that going there. So I said, "This is done now. Down, quick." So they took us down. I went back into the thing, and Jimi saw that I was upset. And when I told him that the helicopter was not working for me, he laughed because he told me he was in some number of 22nd Airborne, whatever the number was. And, he was a paratrooper. So he thought this was funny, but he said, "Have a drink, it'll calm you down." So I did. And about an hour later, or whatever it was, a half an hour, so a guy came in and said, "Your car is here." So, I wobbled out of the lobby, and there it was. It was a 1958 Cadillac. So I get in the back seat of the car, and there's a driver. And I'm thinking, hey, this is a lot better than that thing, the Whirlybird. So we were just about to pull away, and the door pops open, and a guy slides in next to me with the orange sunglasses, the big beard, and the denim jacket, and he's smiling like this. Of course, it's Jerry Garcia. And so, we talk, and he's telling me about his, I'm telling him about Sha Na Na because nobody knew what it was. And Jerry is too much, and he sees that I'm absolutely roaring drunk, So he offers me something to smoke. Now, just to tie it together, I'm already higher than, a kite. But you don't turn down arguably the biggest druggie of the 20th century when he offers you something to smoke. Now, Jerry produced a little bottle, and he rolled, a very large joint, and he lit it up, and we passed it back and forth. Man, and as I say in my one-man show, between Jimmy's hooch and Jerry's hemp, I was hallucinating. And I want to tell you, so I'm smashed. And we get to the, and I want to tell you, we're doing about a mile an hour, because you ever see those sticky things they put in the back of the cars, the little tigers, things like that? Well, they've got the sticky things are people, and they're all on the back and side windows going, "Hey, Jerry Garcia, man." You know, it was unbelievable what was going on. I mean, you could not get your head around this. It was the funniest thing. I mean, I smashed, and it was like being in the Beatles on their way to the opening of A Hard Day's Night. I mean, Jerry Garcia was the man of the festival, of the 60s. I mean, and there I am, Woody Allen sitting next to him. You know, it's like in one of those movies, Broadway Danny Rose, when Woody Allen shows a picture to Mia Farrow of Woody and Sinatra, and it's a picture of Sinatra, and Woody's in the back sticking his head up. You know, that's how I felt, and it was very funny. So we go to the stage, and Joe Cocker goes. So I'm like 20 feet from Joe, who I knew pretty well and did many shows with over the years, but this is the first time I saw him, and I was completely mind blown as everyone else. And I remember the blue boots with the white stars on them, because I said, man, where did he find those, you know? He definitely didn't get those in Flag Brothers in Brooklyn. So, I watched that, and then the rain came, and then we just then I don't remember anything. Apparently I hung with Jerry.
Do you remember being on the stage?
Well, that was in the morning, yeah, because about the time that I got, I was totally cognizant when Crosby, Stills and Nash and Blood, Sweat and Tears and Johnny Winter showed up to play with Paul, and Paul Butterfield showed up unannounced, and he did this, and everybody kept going on, and they kept pushing us back because, and they wanted to cancel us, but Jimi wouldn't have it, and they finally put us on at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I've skipped a lot of great stuff. So if you ever get a chance to see me do One Hit Wanderer, you should come. But it's not just about that, but I do a great bit on it. So, we do our set at 7 o'clock in the morning. I slept in a van on the metal grating for about 20 minutes. But I did meet Alvin Lee, who became a good friend years later, after his set that he played. He was fantastic. Alvin was great. And in fact, about 2 years ago over in England, I got to spend some time, reminiscing with Lorraine Bergeon, who was the girl that was with him. She was a very beautiful blonde girl, and Alvin had that, they looked like twins, they were meant to be. And it was wonderful. And so I remember that, and then of course the great show we played, and we were completely exhausted. I mean, it was, just ridiculous. And I didn't get to sing anything. I played, So, we did Walk, Don't Run, and I was doing somersaults upside down. It's actually online. If you put the Wipeout, was doing somersaults to Wipeout. It was quite embarrassing that I was the one not doing the drugs. when you see that, it's pretty amazing. And so after that, Jimi went on, and he actually used a couple of our amp bottoms, and added to his rig. And so I was watching him, and I thought, because I'd seen him before, but I thought it really hit me. I knew I was going to leave Sha Na Na at that moment, because I'm thinking he's making music only he can make. I want to make music only I can make. And, as I may have told you earlier, Sha Na Na was not a parody, but a beautiful remembrance of an era of fabulous doo-wop music and, amazing voices. And that was fun. But like I told you, I'm not particularly excited about being an oldies version of Henry Gross either. Mm-hmm. So, I like to be here now, as John Lennon's fabulous Button said.
Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. And buy a t-shirt, help support our channel, link in the description of this video. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.